Good morning, everyone. Today is March 22nd, 2021, and we have a few announcements. We did receive a new government notice telling us because of the COVID second spike and the rise in the number of COVID cases and hospital admissions in Tamil Nadu, we are to tell the 9th graders and the 11th graders there will be online classes only until further notice. The 12th graders will come into school as usual, and the 10th graders will finish their mock exams, come into campus to finish their mock exams this week. For all other grade levels, the blended learning program continues as usual. We will be extra careful at campus to make sure that all safety protocols are being strictly observed. I should also point out that we have graduation coming on May 22nd, and we have some days in April that you should be aware of. On April 2nd, that's Friday, April 2nd, we have Good Friday, that's a holiday for the country, for the state. And then on Monday, April 5th, is going to be online only because on Tuesday, April 6th, we have Tamil Nadu elections, and there is no school on Tuesday, April 6th. Again, please be vigilant. The rise in cases in COVID is very alarming. We have parent committees forming. Those of you, we have more than 40 volunteers. Those of you who have volunteered, you will receive some notice this week about our first meetings. And if you are a parent who is interested in volunteering to help KC High, please see the Yokibu from about 10 days ago where the parent sign-up form is. Graduation is coming on May 22nd, and I do want everyone to know that we are planning to go ahead with our IB exams and with our IGCSE exams. These exams will begin in the last week of April. Unless we receive any further notice telling us that we are not allowed to conduct these exams, we will conduct the exams in person at the OP campus beginning the last week in April. I know we've got some young learners who are eager to share their learning with you, so that's all for me. Please have a great week ahead and stay safe and stay vigilant. Bye-bye.
Ron, what's your problem, bro? Why you always Ron win? Ron is good.
Bonjour à tous. On behalf of French Day celebrated today at Casey, here is us bringing you a little bit about French culture.
So according to me, French culture has its own unique tradition. It has their own personality, their own thinking, their own, creativity. So
French culture, according to me, is fun because of the way it's been formed. When I learn about the food or festivals of French culture, I always wish I'd been there to experience them, their culture, and what happens in their daily lives.
French culture has brought a lot to my life. I eat French food, I wear clothes that are inspired by French culture, I listen to French music, and I also study their art, geography, and history.
Pour aussi regarder la cuisine française. La cuisine française est un sujet à quoi je peux m'identifier. Je mets une vidéo de cuisine d'un repas italien en français sur ma chaîne YouTube. Le plat était délicieux. Le repas exprimait la créativité.
Well, as you said, the French culture is very diverse and it's a lot more different than other cultures. In fact, it may be as diverse as the Indian culture. I need to rethink that. The French students of 6th and 7th had to bake their favorite French food, the favorite French dish, and present it as a video for the whole class to watch. I mean, you kind of understand food is a big thing when you have a whole unit named after it.
La culture française est célèbre pour sa cuisine, en particulier son fromage et aussi son grande variété de vins. Elle est également connue pour sa mode élégante et actuelle. Le style de vie à la française consiste à vivre pleinement la vie. Et la façon dont je la vois, je sais ce que la culture française apporte à ma vie.
Starting from the French Revolution, from which France's national motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, which means liberty, equality, and fraternity, has come from. It has also taught me how a country's patriotism or culture can be put forth in various different forms, such as literature, art, sports, cinema, music, and many more.
It's got fashion, it's got cuisine. It's definitely something to marvel at.
French culture is focused mostly on the delicious food and their immersive history. When it is asked what French culture brings to me in my life in regards to food, I would say that I've been eating different kinds of French breads for a lot of time. So, for example, like croissants. And yes, it is indeed quite tasty.
To my life, French culture has brought a wide range of things. Right from the food I eat, to the clothes I wear, to even academics. French culture is present.
It's a carefree way of life. You're healthy and you're happy, and even though the French may seem to come off as a bit rude in media, they really aren't, and all you have to do is just try a little. And I do think learning the language is a great way to at least have a sneak peek into what their lives are like.
France is the birthplace of now many famous luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Bugatti. Food is the essence of the French culture. Like the many different cheeses, breads, and not to forget the now famous champagne. So to sum it up, French culture to me is living life to its fullest.
French culture is la mode parisienne, la cuisine française, and le festival de Cannes. Learning French has allowed me to become closer to these cultures and communities of Francophone countries, and it lets me immerse myself in these new cultures.
Bonjour à tous mes enseignants et mes amis à Casey, et je suis un très content jour de français. Pour moi, la culture française commence par la langue, la cuisine, la vie sociale, les monuments célèbres, les prophètes populaires et surtout les fêtes nationales. À mon avis, la culture française est la plus unique et très intéressante à explorer. Parfois, je suis un très content jour de français. Merci.
As most of you already know, French is a widely spoken language. It has more than 200 million speakers that are spread across several countries over 5 continents. Some of the Francophone countries are France, of course, with 60 million native speakers, Canada with 7 million native speakers, Belgium, Switzerland, and followed by Côte d'Ivoire.
Finally, as Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, had said, there is not a French culture. There is a culture in France, and it is diverse.